20 years now, okay? Get in line, buddy.
Get in line.
But speaking of which, we got to go into the draft. I'm excited. What kind of game are we watching here? Is it going to be more setup? Is it going to be more catch? What's happening? I can already see some bands.
Let's see what's popping. Team TOB right now, they already started the draft with 2 bands, but before we go to that, I'm gonna ask the Wolf himself, from the Pharaoh to the Wolf. I wanna know, will Team Geek go for support heroes again? Because the Florent wasn't successful at all, and there wasn't enough engage heroes or even front heroes in the previous game.
I think the most that when it comes to like having the support heroes might be Mathilda. And obviously this Faramis is such a good band coming out from TOB. They're already telling Geek Fam, hey, we are going to pick up the 1-1. So that is something that maybe the third band for Geek Fam will be. And I think that they're very comfortable in this as well. I'm actually surprised that they banned the Faramis, especially because they use that hero as well.
Yeah, I would say Faramis is, again, like you said, is pretty good at going up again.
Generally good.
1-1 is good against the Faramis.
Yep.
Wait, no, sorry. Faramis is good against the 1-1. See, I'm a play-by-play. I'm not an analyst. I've never done that job before, but Faramis is also good at denying those burst-heavy compositions. So perhaps that's something that TOB wants as well.
Exactly.
But which Faramis are you talking about? The fake Soulbinder or the real one?
I know what you're referring to. For any of you that don't know, you guys got to catch up on Instagram. Looks like Mobile Legends Esports, they posted a very incriminating picture of me. Thank you very much, Muntan.
Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I try my best.
All right. So Guinevere as well as 1-1 should be the choices here. There it is.
No more.
1-1. I'm thinking just about Matilda or 1-1 for TOB. I like the 1-1 better, for sure. There's also that Baxia, but Valentina instead. Oh, they're given Matilda and 1-1 to Geek Fam.
Hey, Phobius is still around.
That's also true.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
Why? The Valentina as a first pick is actually really good. We have spoken about how dangerous she is in terms of like limiting some of the heroes from the side of the opponent team. Geek Fam right now, if they took the Matilda, we will all see like circling eagles everywhere in the map. But Geek Fam, Matilda, yeah, it's a good choice. But what else could be good with Matilda?
1-1 for sure.
1-1?
Yeah.
Although there's the threat of the Phobius, you can just swing it around and maybe get.
I mean, it could be a trap, right?
It could be a trap, like Uranus as your third pick, for example, and especially because the Valentina was already opened up, you know that this will be the mid lane, and if they do pick up the Phobius, that will be 100% Phobius.
But they didn't go with the Wolf selection.
Yeah.
They went for the Baxia and the Wolf selection. Yeah. But there's something, we have been together through this, Lafel. We have seen TOB, right, suffering from that Diggy, right? It was TOB.
Yeah. So much damage.
Yeah, so much damage.
But I would say I actually like Hoon on this Valentina because as a leader, I want him to be able to have a hero that can actually force something out. He has the damage, he has crowd control, and depending what else Geek Fam gives him, technically, he could also be an engage. So I kind of feel like Hoon on the Valentina might be the game changer.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And the benefit of getting both the Bakshias was the Bruno is that you don't give big ultimates to the Valentina. And there's the Turtizla, typical answer for TOB. Kind of expected them to pick up the Claude, but they go for the Brody instead. Geek Fam, they still have the Matilda. It still is a pretty good hero in this particular matchup. At the same time, though, do you want to consider getting your XP lane? Something like an Edith already for Geek Fam.
Well, after seeing Brody, before we go to the first stage for Team Geek completing, what is Bruno's in-game hero title? What?
Okay, our scriptwriter gave us something difficult. This is not something. The best football player in the world. Probably.
I actually don't know.
Probably. Who knows?
Well, for Brody.
Mecha Legs, perhaps.
For Brody, yesterday we have seen Zia. What happened?
It's the Minotaur. That will be the answer for Geek. All right.
You guys, okay.
What happened?
I'm upset. You guys talk. I'm gonna look it up. All right. I'm gonna look it up.
Do you ban the Fanny now if you're Geek Fam, or do you ban
the Protector? Actually, I didn't know.
They answered before you like.
Give me
Wow.
a chance.
Can we at least
Before you even
get
try.
some options like choices?
Yeah, A, B,
Yeah.
C, D.
C or D.
Already C.
It's
A?
always A.
Come
The answer is
on.
always A. Why is that the case?
From where I come from, it's always C, to be honest. But
Okay.
going back to the point, Ghost Journal yesterday when he said, and he pointed out that, not yesterday, I can't remember the
That was
timeline.
yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. That Zia wasn't in his zone, and when Zia took Brody, he was doing really good with it. He had a really high KDA, and yeah, it seems like Hood Toot Toot is a problem in this group. Maybe TOB were preparing for something of such sort, but I think it was mainly for the Minotaur, right?
Yeah, 100% for the Minotaur. Thinking about like for TOB, they can ban Edith as well as perhaps
Novaria. I mean, like, not a lot of
Yeah.
Novaria, Lilia, something like that. Lilia, especially.
Gord as well, perhaps. Osirio's not gonna be there for a boy. I'm also interested if TOB are looking to ban out the Khalid, for example, because those are the heroes that will be great versus Geek Fam's composition against TOB's composition.
Okay, looks like they're banning out the Kadita. And again, looking for that mid lane matchup because perhaps for TOB, Milo specifically is very confident on this Terizla. Without the Arlet there, perhaps is like, I can take on anyone. Even the Khalid, bring it on. It looks like the mid is what they're really focusing on, making sure that whatever they pick up is going to give an advantage to the... Oh, spin!
Oh,
Spin!
Let's go, let's do it.
Click, click.
Oh, it's Rayash.
Okay.
I'm hoping you get a bad skin.
Your team
They
is
ban
Calling
the
it
Matilda.
bad skin.
They ban the Matilda,
Go
by the way.
ahead. Go ahead.
No skin!
Ah! That's a first.
That's a first. That's actually
no.
a first.
You know what this is?
What?
He's too rich. He already
Yeah,
got
it's actually
majority
too
of the
rich.
skin.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's true.
Well, TOB, because they have the mage, they will continue focusing and pressuring on the mage phase. But for Geek, it's the counter, or not the counter, they are focusing on something else, which they have the room, so they ban the room heroes.
Yeah.
TOB, I think they are like area crowd control heroes that can...
Lillian.
I know
think
who's
I know.
that. That's Mr. Joseph, right?
That's Joseph Charles
Nice.
Yeah.
of House Rezabek.
A punch for a
There's
punch.
the Paquito as the ban. Geek Fam. Will they get the Lilia, for example, for Mr. Aboy?
Honestly, I have a crazy idea.
What is your crazy idea?
Might as well just take the Dire off. Last pick.
That was the last pick.
Yeah, going up against
I like
Terizla.
how you think.
Yeah, you like how I think?
I like how you think. You should
Alright.
probably get into a team, you know?
Yeah, no one wants me
Yeah.
though.
Maybe
What's-
even as a shadow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm worried about not getting. all right. Any kind of mage, and then perhaps the last pick Dire. Perhaps.
Yeah, Dareth or Khalid is what I'm
Yep,
thinking
yep.
about. Generally, for Geek Fam, you want something aggressive that can go with the Baksha. So they go Lapu instead.
What's actually...
You know what? This is Lapu mid.
Yeah.
So that the Dire.
Wait, what?
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I'm
You
just
know
kidding, I'm kidding.
what benefit you get from the Lapu Lapu is
True.
that again you don't give a big ultimate to the Valentina, but the Minotaur is already very important.
You're very big.
It's very big. That's true. So do you go Cho here if you're TOB? What are the other Shark heroes that could be there?
I don't know. There's a lot of beefy front lines for
Yeah.
Geek Fam. I'm just worried they don't have enough
What's
damage.
your command?
Well,
Fanny.
Oh, Fanny.
As
Okay.
expected.
But again, why are both teams taking all the time in the world just to take one pick? I know that like you have to be careful in what you are picking, but haven't they prepared for each other? Like at some games, you see the draft go so fast, but this one like they took all the time
So
possible.
there's one hack, I guess. You already know what you're gonna pick, so you just hover that hero and you use your time to discuss.
To discuss the upcoming heroes.
No, because the coach has limited time on stage, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So might as well just take all the time you need to make sure that you understand what's going on.
And just to tell you, Yasu, that if you spend time thinking about what you're going to pick, let's just say you spend, 55 seconds or 54 seconds, it doesn't mean that you're not prepared.
Yeah.
The amount of seconds that you spend just to get a pick doesn't equate to how much prepared you are for the draft.
That's how scary the world stage is, man. You
Yeah.
take all the time you can get, because
That's right.
you don't get much of it.
That's right. How about that?
Ah,
The Fanny, the best player won. went trending after yesterday because of what happened. I think that he's fairly impressive with the Fanny, actually.
Yeah.
But he has to kind of recover. Is this the game that we will give him?
Yeah, this is the game that we will see who's gonna be and who's gonna stay and who's gonna, I'm not gonna say go home, but will face trouble in the upcoming game because the odds are not looking good for both teams. TOP against Team Geek Fam. Once a geek, always a fan. It's so hard for me to even say who won the draft because I kind of love the classic draft generally. Both of them have crowd control, both of them have area also control, and have burst damage.
Well, let me just say, even though best player won, he didn't win. He wanted the highlight play, he got the highlight play. Just maybe not the highlight he wanted.
Yeah. Wanted the clips, he gets it. But no, nevertheless, I mean, let's cut him some slack. You know, it's his first international tournament.
I mean,
he's playing the Fanny. I mean, he's brave enough to play the Fanny in the world stage. You gotta give him credit for that. I think that all he has to do now is to recover. Some players, you know, if they pick up these assassins, they do make mistakes too.
All right, but
So-
having the Fanny here with no crowd control whatsoever, except for that miniature over there on the side of Team Geek Fam, is actually quite lethal weapon.
I would say the thing is, with a Bruno, sometimes you just out-damage that fan, especially when you already have your Haas Claw. You just survive all the way through. So it is going to be a mechanical matchup between best player 1 and Marky.
That's right. And Zia, the last time that Zia as well as Marky went toe-to-toe against each other, Zia was actually playing mid. I was mid lane, I mean. Don't get me wrong about saying mid or something. But yeah, he was playing the mid lane. And this time he's going up against the Solution, Marky on the bottom lane with that Bruno. And what I like about the way that Marky plays the Bruno is that he's not a scaling kind of Bruno. He actually is activated early. And look at this, they're trading. I mean, Ohio Brothers not even contesting the first
Trading
turtle.
what?
I mean, again, Fanny isn't really known for grabbing those turtles as well as the lures, really trying to get those kills on the side lane. And this is already a good control coming in from Geek, making sure that they control the purple, but best player 1, he knows what's up.
Yeah,
Just gonna trade.
they are trading both purple buffs, but I don't think that this worked really good for Team TOP because they're also getting brushed. That's a first buff.
All right, Luke, look at you,
Yep.
doing good.
Remember what Milo said during MPLI is the strongest explainer among all of the Indonesian players.
All right.
Look, making sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah. And now looking at the gold earned as well, all 3 are for Geek Fam.
Yeah, Geek Fam are ahead, but also in terms of the rotation, I think that it should have been the other way around because Team TOP have that Fanny for the early game. She can go in a blink of an eye, take Marky out, but so far, he haven't even tried to pressure that gold lane. So far, I haven't even seen Fanny use that cutthroat or even touch any of the enemy heroes.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes a question, Wolf. The Ohio Brothers, are they being a little bit too passive, or is it fine for them to take their time? Do they have a second window where they can make this draft work?
Whew. Maybe when the Brody gets out of lane, perhaps that will be their second wind. But I do agree with you. I think that they're far too passive.
Ooh. Yep, and now Beloyski with the Minuan Fury, unable to catch anyone, and Super Shark as well, hitting the air. Unable to hit that Rage.
A-Boy with the burst damage that happened here underneath the feet of every member of Team TOP. It was so hard for them to survive. Actually, that was an almost massacre at the bot lane.
Honestly, right now, I'm looking at best player 1, level 6, and Nail, level 7. I don't know, Wolf. I'm not an analyst, but that doesn't seem good.
That doesn't seem good, especially if you're a fan. You want to at least be at the same level all the time. That means that the only way for you to kind of recover as the Fanny is that you always take your own jungle, your own side of the jungle. And Geek Fam will get the second turtle again. Easily.
Yeah, they are not even trying. Team TOB are playing way too passive. Even though they have the Fanny and they have really good damage at the early game, they also can rely, yes, they can rely on Zia's damage at the late game. But I'm not gonna risk it all just for the torn apart memory to do something as a miracle for Team TOB to get back into the driver's seat. Team Geek Fam are using every hero as they are supposed to do.
let me just say, I'm using my imagination, and I'm looking at the different path for the Ohio brothers.
Which
Zia
is?
as a Brody can take down those turrets very fast, same as the Fanny.
That's why-
Perhaps they can do a 1-3-1.
Maybe.
Right?
That could be a solution. Because the thing is, the slower you use the Brody, the harder the game will be for you.
Yeah,
It's not
true.
like a Bruno that can scale easily.
Oh,
Oh, all right, oh
Okay.
boy.
But gets out.
He looks more calm than me.
Yeah.
I was scared for him.
yeah. Oh, bot lane.
Yeah, right now, Nail as well as Luke finds one on Zia. Zia gets taken down. Super Shark, can he get anything out of this? He
Ooh.
finds Beloyski. Beloyski able to heal. Minoan Fury on to Super Shark. And now it looks like Super Shark is the one that's going to get taken down.
He is
Marky.
down.
Wonderful juggle coming out from Geek Fam. But even better, Nail, the best timing to actually take on Zia. Never mind the Fanny. Just take out the Goldaner.
I think that there's nothing that Team TOP can do at the moment. A dominant
4
game
seconds
from
for the
Geek
retry
Fam.
for
Yeah.
Nail.
But he will be.
Oh, penalty zone by Milo, able to catch Nail. Unsure whether he got the buff or not. He did, and best player one survived, but no purple buff for him.
Oh my god.
I'd say that's worth it for Nail. I
Well,
mean, he
that
got
is-
the purple buff.
Yes, 100% worth it for Nail because they got a kill onto Milo as well. I mean, they're not essentially growing the farm on Nail, but they're taking away so much from best player.
Oh, but I have a question here. All the players from Team Geek Fam, except of course for the Roamer, are up there in the charts, and Team TOB are actually the ones who are supposed to be in the lead,
Yes.
which is actually pretty annoying to me to watch. Because why Team TOB are playing so bad with such draft?
Yeah. I know where your sentiments are at because you kind of want to use the Kufra Brody combo. You want to use the Turtles at this point. And even the Valentina, having access to the Minoan Fury to copy, there are so many team fighting tools that you could be using. And then maybe it should be best player who is splitting the map. But instead, it's Zia. So I also don't like the way that they are approaching this Brody draft.
Yeah. They've taken all the turtles, or like basically leaving all the turtles for Team Geek Fam, and leaving everything that can be and cannot be took by any team in the matter of 7 minutes. And you forgot to mention Fanny. Fanny's early game is actually really good, even though, look, he's not doing anything. He's getting melted.
I mean, looking in the situation right now, I don't know, perhaps the tournament got to them. Super Shark goes in, finds Nail, Look, unable to hit anyone, but the Minoan Fury, everyone on TOB was able to dodge it, but Milo can't run away. Look grabs the kill, and not enough damage from Zia just yet.
Baloyski is unkillable at this point. At 8 minutes, no deaths on Baloyski means that he might have the second item already come the next Lord fight, which also means that you can't do anything. And by the way, look at what they're doing. They're leaving the purple buff, the baby purple buff,
Oh, yeah.
so that best player one will not be able to trade.
Best player one actually is now trying to go for a split bush kind of approach, which is okay for a Fanny, but there could have been much more than that to do. It was actually forced. He doesn't have any choice but to split bush at this moment.
Yep, and right now,
Ouch.
Geek Fam engages on the Ohio brothers, but really just to zone them away. At this point, they're just grabbing what they want for free.
Yep, and they're going to be defending bottom. Fortunately for the Ohio brothers, they have 2 carts down the bottom lane. That means that if you're looking at this turret, it is actually whittling down. So that is one thing that Ohio brothers will have. The Fanny can be the split pusher, and it took them 8 minutes to figure that strategy out. And had it been that they did that previously, this game would be totally different.
No, I would say they were waiting for Geek Fam to move together because this is one of the things, one of the identities, I would say, of an Indonesian team. You want to group up and you want to force things out. So I kind of feel like the green line was like, okay, they're moving as a team.
Nail.
Now we can
The
move
purple
individually.
dance.
And right now, Nail is there. Look goes in front. Milo tries to re-engage. And best player one gets taken down by Marky. Milo in the middle of it all. Double kill for Marky. And now Super Shark goes back in. I don't think that's a good idea. Taking a lot of damage. And Marky, the solution, dishing out the damage.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That actually hurts the eye to watch. Team TOB, what's happening here? What's happening here?
They went in for the Fanny, and now they're suffering all of the problems that you have to face when you're playing the Fanny against a utility kind of jungler. Invades coming out from Geek Fam were marvelous. I think they started around the 2nd buff or the 3rd buff. But the point is, they're willing to allocate bodies. They're willing to lose some of their heroes just to control the purple buff, and they have been controlling the purple buff. Best player one, the moment he tried to go for the steal on that quote-unquote purple dance, he died. He melted from Marky.
At that point, it doesn't matter even if you get the buff.
Can he actually take on Marky this time?
Oh
no.
Marky dodge, and this is what I'm talking about. The Bruno can fight back.
Oh, everybody!
The Bruno has the Haas claw. Best player gets taken down against Bruno. Like I said, even the Fanny might not be enough.
Yeah.
This bottom lane is a no-fly zone.
Oh, yeah.
For you, best player.
Wow. Even though there's no crowd control from the side of Team Geek Fam, one jump from the Minotaur was able to stop Fanny, was able to take best player out.
Yep, and now Super Shark in the back line. Beloyski jumping forward, finds Zia. Zia is going to get taken down by Luke. This is Geek Fam's game. Hoon has nowhere to go, still able to survive. Flickers out of Luke's range. And now Geek Fam with the Lord marching in. The Ohio Brothers are trying their very best. Marky survives again. The solution is there to dish out the damage. Super Shark gets taken down. The Ohio Brothers loses the first game.
Ohio Brothers, a lot of questions and a lot of answers are demanded to be given in the next game. Was it the draft? Was it the gameplay? Was it the macro? Was it the micro skills? We're going to see that through the highlights. What do you think, Wolf?
It was a combination of everything. The draft played out well. Early Minotaur pick. Even when there is a Valentina on the opposing side that kind of diminished the valuable heroes for Super Shark. They did give Hoon special, but at the same time, there's a lot of answers. And speaking of specials, they gave away Best Player 1's successful heroes. The fan and everybody in the North America, as well as the entire world, kind of are thinking that maybe this is a power hero for Best Player 1, but they were prepared for it. The Baksha was there. You can see how well they invaded. The Lapu Lapu was a nice touch coming out from Geek Fam because that allowed them to even be more quicker, I guess, when it comes to rotations because it somehow is faster than the Turtles.
I will say it seems like for the Ohio Brothers, it was a pretty good draft, but again, it was a very narrow window for you to work with, and perhaps their mental state isn't really prepared for that kind of pace.
Yeah.
Maybe the draft has to change depending on how they're feeling right now.
But I don't think that was a draft because they have a really good crowd control, a lot of openings for their team. Early game with the Fanny, early game also with the Valentina, late game they had the Brody.
Yep. And now the MVP, Beloyski, again, performing tremendously. Like you said, Wolf, unkillable.
Unkillable. 0, 0, and 9 with... look at that emblem set.
Look at that pose. He's like,
look at this. Come on. I don't know.
That's normal.
Nice jersey, by the way. I hope. Anyways, looking back at how Geek Fam was able to overcome their opponents today, at least in game number 1, it was more of them like giving away the comfort pickups for the enemy team while also countering them. And one thing that I did notice is that they are playing the Brody. I mean, TOB is playing the Brody as if he is playing the Claude, right? Yeah. Which is their signature style of play. And I like this pitch coming out from Geek Fam. Zia was taken out easily, and there's also a threat for Best Player 1 when they kind of diminish the runway for this Fanny, and they're invading. So this is just 6 minutes in, and they are already taking over the jungle.
Yeah, I think that Zia was neglected to a point by his own team, and Minotaur being able to take Fanny down with the first kill makes it so hard for Team TOB to bounce back.
Yep. Yeah, I would say in a meta where the assassins are back.
Look at that, Marky.
Part of the, look at that. Marky's HP was low, but the Haas Claw made it so that you have one burst attack.
Yep.
Mine is just an auto attack.
Yep.
It keeps on going. A lot of damage per second. And the end of the game, I would say throughout this entire game, it looks like Geek Fam put a little bit of pressure on the Ohio Brothers, but then they just don't stop.
Yep.
They keep on coming in.
It's like a boa constrictor.
A boa constrictor.
Yeah. I don't know if you've read the...
Yes, I have.
Le Petit Prince.
A what?
The Little Prince.
Oh, Lil Prince.
Yeah.
What kind of accent were you trying to pull off there?
That's the French book. Exactly.
All right.
But I'm not good at it, so never mind. Geek Fam what also you have to take note in this particular game is that they have very independent laners. Like, for example, the Bruno versus the Brody. Obviously, the Brody has a little bit of lead.
Yeah.
If not a little, actually, Brody can win that match.
Sorry to cut you off, but one stat that we got to look at, 3 purple buffs for TOB. The rest was all Geek Fam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was one when there was an invade coming out from Geek Fam, but they just traded.
Exactly.
And that's the most that they did. And how'd you like that move coming out from Geek Fam where they left the young purple buff alive?
The young purple buff. Well,
the baby purple buff.
Making the purple buff take more time and cooldown is actually a pretty smart move. And also, we all know that some heroes like Fanny, like Hayabusa, also the Ling, you can carry on with some of the heroes, are dependent on the purple buff. Once Team Geek Fam controlled that area, it was easy from that and on.
Marky, the rich guy, the carry, the solution. Did a lot this game, and again, it's kind of just like, Fanny, you're on a timer. You know, sooner or later, this Bruno just is too much to handle.
That's right. And that kind of, again, it brings me back to what the draft choices were for TOB in comparison to their execution choices. For example, Brody versus the Bruno.
Wow.
Most gold laners out there will say that, okay, the Brody will win the 1v1 versus the Bruno in the laning stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took that turret damage person, by the way.
Yep.
Look at his turret damage.
21,000.
I mean, at least Zia gets some turret damage.
That's
I mean,
right.
this showed the dominance, making it so that the higher brothers can't even touch the turrets.
Yeah.
That's how big the discrepancy is.
The only 50-50 lane for Geek Fam might be the Brody lane. I mean, that Brody lane should have won. But TOB played the Brody lane like a Claude lane, wherein they just leave that marksman behind, just farm and farm, just stay in the lane as much as possible, try to double lane if you can, and stabilize that lane. Unfortunately, that is now how you utilize the Brody. You want to be aggressive with the Brody. Utilize your Kufra, utilize your Terizla, fast clear that lane, get into the river, get in the opposing jungle, team fight, and look for the Lilia, look for heroes that you will be able to take down. But unfortunately, that wasn't the choice for TOB.
And looking here at the damage, it wasn't like that much damage during to the early game. I would say that it was the when and how that damage was dealt and to whom exactly. So I don't think that at